What's up, guys? Back with another episode of Pond Hoppin' TV with Parker as usual. Gonna be hitting up some Kearney area ponds today. The weather's still kind of crappy, but I was just kind of itching to get out. So basically, we're just gonna hit up actually some ponds over by the archway. And we're gonna see, what we can do, how many bass we can catch, see if we can catch any. I still, like I said, have yet to catch a bass. So it's been pretty slow. The fishing has just not been that great. But we're gonna hit that up. It'll literally only take about 5-10 minutes to get there. So I'm gonna have you strapped on to the chesty. We're gonna get you out there, show you some more Kearney area ponds, see if we can finally catch a fish. So I'm very excited. Let's get to the ponds. So I made it to the pond. It's a little windy out today, pretty cold. It's only like in the probably 40 right now. We're gonna go see if we can catch some bass. I'm pretty excited. I'll have you guys strapped on as I said, and let's go get to it, see if we can catch some bass. I'll meet you at the pond. So guys, I made it to the pond. Just gonna be taking 2 rods with me. On this first rod, I just got the nice lipless crank tuned on. Just gonna roll that nice and slow. And then my spinning rod, I'm just gonna be throwing a nice Ned rig Senko. So we're gonna go ahead. There's this pond right here, but I'm gonna go ahead and walk over. There's one just a little bit farther down. It's just there's a road out there. It's right on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk to that one. I'm praying and hoping. I bet that audio is just fantastic. Just fantastic audio, I bet. Gotta truck through some crap sometime. Okay, so this don't look too bad. It's fairly deep, really. But I'm gonna start off with the lipless crank. See if I can't get any bites on that with the moving bait. I haven't had really any. Obviously I haven't caught a fish. So I haven't had any luck at all with soft plastics. I'm really running low on line. Also, I really need to stock back up on that. I just relined my pole and didn't really have enough. So, I mean, I had enough, but not as much on there as I want. So hopefully we can avoid getting snagged. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hang up the rattle trap. I'm going to try tossing this Ned rig. Might be a little better out here. Cold water. Fish aren't going to be too aggressive yet. We'll see what we can do with this Ned rig. Snag. God, I'm getting snagged like crazy over there. Must be a lot of stuff over there. Alright guys, so after about 10,000 years, I got the pole re-rigged. I'm just going to be throwing this finesse worm. Got a little bullet weight on it. Yes, it's not tungsten, whatever. Don't care. I don't have much tungsten left, and I'm not going to waste it here when I don't have the utmost confidence in the fishing. We're going to toss this puppy around, though. We'll see what we can do. Definitely had a bite on that Ned rig. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they're starting to get a little bit aggressive. Who knows though? We'll find out if we catch any, I guess. Well guys, the fishing sucked, as usual. Well, not as usual, but it sucked like it has been here in Nebraska. It's just too cold, really, and it hasn't picked up. If we could just get a good week or two of some good warm weather. It's supposed to be warm next week, I think. Next week it's supposed to get up close to 70. At least that's what the weather report says. If it could just have a couple, a week or two of good, nice, warm weather, let that water temp warm up to like 55 or so, the fishing would probably really take off. But yeah, it sucks so far. Since the fishing sucks, I thought that I would just go ahead and just give you guys a little background, on who I am. It's just this rando kid, this rando 20-year-old guy, posting YouTube videos of fishing. So I thought I'd give you just a little background of kind of how I got into fishing and kind of how I got really passionate about fishing. So basically, I really have not been fishing for that long, especially for bass. I've really only been fishing for bass for probably a good 3 years now, maybe. But basically, growing up, I'm actually not from Kearney. I'm from Axtell, Nebraska, which is just like 15 miles south of Kearney. It's literally a town of like 700-800 people. So, in other words, grew up in a small town. There wasn't really many places to fish, like close enough to Axtell to where I could really afford to be like driving all over fishing. So I'd never really fished that much. Really, my whole life before fishing, when I was younger, I'm huge into hunting. So really, when I was younger, and even, well, now it's about 50-50, but even when I was younger, definitely I was way more into hunting than I was fishing. Deer hunting, coyote hunting, mainly deer and coyote hunting, actually. I love to hunt deer, I love to hunt coyotes. So mainly just both, or can't even talk, mainly just both of, that kind of stuff. So I really wasn't that big into fishing. What really got me into fishing was we had a pond in Axtell. It was like kind of the town pond, and I think I went there one day, and I was pretty young at this point. I was probably only about 12 years old or so, and this is when I really started to get into fishing. One of my buddies just drove by on the highway right there, actually. Anyways, besides the point. This is when I really started to get into fishing. I think I went out to our pond, and I think I was fishing for catfish, and I think I ended up catching, I was there for about, I don't know, like 4 or 5 hours, and I think I ended up catching like 13 or 15 catfish, something like that, and they were pretty nice, and I just had a blast. And so ever since then, I would go out there like whenever I had a chance, and I would fish for catfish. I used to fish for catfish like all the time, and just loved it. And then basically, I mean, I couldn't really fish for bass. There was bass in that pond, but it it's almost as if they were non-existent because they would not bite on anything, I swear. But so you could fish for bass in that pond. I fished for them a few times, but never had luck. And basically, what got me into bass fishing was some of my buddies that I really grew up with. Uh, they were pretty big bass fishermen, and they just kind of really got me into it. And then I really started watching fishing videos and really learning how to fish for bass. What bass like, the tactics, what have you. Really just studying the sport of bass fishing, and just really got into that. So basically that's what got me into it. So I've really only been bass fishing for like 3 years now. Probably really didn't hit it hard till like the last couple years. Um, I mean, last year was a big summer for me bass fishing. I should have filmed last year. I caught a ton of fish last spring and summer and fall. Caught a ton of fish, had a blast. A great summer for fishing. I was literally out fishing like 3 or 4 times a week probably. But I was just out bass fishing all the time. I will still go fishing occasionally for like catfish and stuff like that. Not very often though. The catfishing is really slowed down at the pond in Axtell where I came from. So I really don't go that often anymore. But it's really just something that I just really love to do now. I really took a grip of it. I still love hunting. I have a very big passion for hunting. I still go hunting all the time. Um, but basically, I mean, hunting and fishing are kind of just like my two big passions right now. So basically, what really forced me. Why would I say forced me? What really persuaded me into starting filming is I was watching these guys on YouTube, and they're called the Guggen Squad, and there's 4 of them. It's Andrew Flair, John B, AP Basson, and Lunkers TV. Basically, I started watching those guys, and I really saw the like just the fun that they were having and the success that they were having making fishing YouTube videos. Getting sponsors, just making money, making a living, just having fun, making fishing YouTube videos. So I thought, I'd buy the camera and I'd just go for it. So basically, here we are now. So I'm just going to keep on continue posting videos. Hope you guys subscribe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. It means the world to me. Hopefully I'll start catching some fish. If we get just like a couple weeks of good weather, like I said, I should start catching some fish. So hopefully we get a couple weeks of good weather and the fishing finally starts to pick up a little bit. But it's just no promises. But hopefully I start to catch some fish. Eventually, I promise you guys, I will start to catch some fish. Once the weather picks up, there's some kind of bigger ponds, smaller lakes I can go on that are going to be juiced. There's a few private places I can go that'll be juiced. So there'll be a lot of fishing to come, a lot of good fishing to come. I'll catch a lot of fish. I guarantee you guys that. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And also down below, there's a little bell just below the video, right-hand side. Click that. It'll notify you guys whenever I post a new video. It just means the world to me. Nothing would make me happier than to make a living fishing. Fishing, hunting, doing things that I love. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you tune back in. I will have more videos to come. And I'll catch you next time on Pond Hoppin' TV. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.